Here is Hannah Steins to Sellers. Sellers only scored 4 points, but she was such a great facilitator, and she can score. It averages 18.5 per game as she misses her first attempt. Well, this time in the opening round, I think TCU had already scored 3 times. What we saw in the first 2 minutes of that game against UC San Diego is hard to put into words.
No, our job is to sit here and narrate the game and bring the excitement, but it's like the fans just, they brought it all. And the play on the floor almost left you speechless. It was an outstanding start. Again, after a 12-day layoff, for them to come out and play the way they did really said something about Mark Campbell and his staff to get them ready.
Sellers draws Miles this time. In some trouble, throws it up top, it's taken away. Ledeen headed the other direction. Ledeen with an awkward step and misses the layup.
This is going to be a key for Washington tonight for me. They create turnovers, but if they don't score points off them, that's kind of a wasted possession.
Here's Marta Suarez. TCU loves the matchup with Suarez against basically anybody. That is their mismatch in this game.
Yeah, they look to exploit that because with her size and versatility, she's 6'3". She can shoot the 3, and she's just as effective. Really allows that part of her game to really explode. And she's so intense. Locked up 2 quick fouls on Washington early in the paint.
Sellers get over. Taylor Bigby feeding it inside, and the 3rd time on basically this play. McGoy takes a seat. In her place is Yulia Grabovskaya. Suarez inside, looked like she lost it. Silva has the offensive rebound. Bigby open. She got it. Taylor Bigby made for the moment. 27 was a career high in the first round.
She had all the shots working that night. 7 of 9 from 3. It was like everybody was hitting threes for TCU. At one point, they were 75% from 3. So once she makes one, you see it go in. That could be contagious in a good way for the Horned Frogs.
Grabovskaya, hand to Howell. Tough shot, rebound Miles. Miles on the attack, inside, blocked by Grabovskaya. Long pass ahead to Ledeen. Great defense inside. Steins with the left hand. Nice finish by Hannah Steins.
You know, I like the fact that she actually passed up on that 3. Just was a little more patient with what she wanted and saw a little lane opening and took the shot.
Three minutes in, 3-2 TCU. Look at that. The reverse is no good. Silva is going to tip this out of bounds.
Well, that's a new wrinkle to a pick and roll, and you don't see much. And that's going to roll you to death. That's how much we run it.
Steins,
nice pass.
Grabovskaya, too strong. And then it's going to be off of her. That's 2 now kind of layup type shots that they've missed.
Well, there's a lot on the line, right? You got a trip to the Sweet 16, you know, for these seniors here, Olivia Miles, as she brings the ball up with Suarez. This is their last game here. And Tina Langley told us that this road trip for them has actually been similar to their Big Ten schedule, with getting the early game first and the late game second.
Miles, Silva, too strong, but she's fouled.
Everybody's got so much energy right now. You just feel how excited these players are. They'll settle in.
Already the 4th team foul on Washington. This sends Clara Silva to the line, who's just a 55% free throw shooter, but hits the first one. Having a tremendous sophomore season. She's from Portugal, transferred. 1 for 2. Suarez has the rebound. Bigby, no. There is a collective breath every time the ball is shot from long range from TCU, from Schulmeyer Arena, ready to erupt.
Okay, we weren't sure what kind of turnout was going to be tonight. You got late night, you had spring break coming back. These students showed up an hour early. This arena was almost full by the time tip-off occurred. So well done, TCU fans, and Washington fans as well.
Howell lines one up and knocks it down.
Say, dial it up from deep. This is what I do. She is made for the moment, like you said, Chucky. She's worked so hard.
The confidence when we talked to her yesterday does not give the feel of an underclassman.
Right.
Miles on the attack, scoops it up and in.
She's so good with either hand. You don't know how she's going to finish. She could put a little spin on it with the right or go underhand with the left.
We saw the whipped cross-court pass from her with her left the other day as Howell finishes inside, and we go back and forth early.
Great cut by Howell. Right, she just hits the three, and what does she do? She's going to keep you off guard by cutting down the middle, getting you a layup. Washington going to a zone here, seeing if they can squeeze TCU out of the paint.
Suarez in the corner. She knocks it down. Foul is going to go against Donovan Hunter for TCU. Just over 5 minutes played. Horned Frogs by 2. It's exciting in Fort Worth. A good portion of Oklahoma advances. And now who's it going to be headed west? The Huskies or the Horned Frogs? You said it. For TCU, this is it in Schulmeyer Arena. Olivia Miles has spent just 1 year here, but has made her mark on this program as Silva blocks the shot. It's tracked down by Coppinger. Got a decent look, but puts it off the bottom of the rim. Defensively for Washington, what do you like about what they've done these first 6 minutes?
Transition-wise, they've done a great job of keeping the Horned Frogs in front of them. I mean, how many fast break points did we see the other night that they just executed quickly? So Washington's getting back, and they've adjusted now to Marta Silva in the paint. Suarez, excuse me.
Let's take a look at who's on the floor, presented by Capital One. Keep an eye out for Savia Sellers, their leading scorer, just 4 points in round 1. But she is somebody who can fill it up in a hurry. And then for TCU, it's just the size that is overwhelming. Clara Silva really leads the way at 6'7". She got a hand on that with those long arms. Grabowskaja handing off to Steins. Back to the corner. Great look. Too strong, though. Right to Olivia Miles. Miles lost it for a moment. Right back to her, and she gets it to go.
But she's still able to make a play, which sometimes it looks like there's nothing available, but she creates magic. That's what she does. Meanwhile, I think Washington is over-penetrating on offense. They did a lot to kick out for that last three-point shot. They usually work the shot clock down, but they need to take a good shot earlier if it's there. This is too late.
3 to shoot. Ledeen behind the back. Silva's there now. There's not going to get it off.
Face guarded, no options available. Howell's trying to get free. There's nobody available to take the shot. And even when they do, Suarez is all over her after the handoff.
Sellers back on the floor. Miles in the paint. No look fade! Oh my goodness!
Yo, that is special sauce. She had everybody in this crowd going, oh, at the same exact time. She's so much fun to watch.
7-0 TCU run. Grabowskaja bumped by Hunter. That is going to be the second foul on Donovan Hunter.
Yeah.
That she's making.
And she's just getting started. We'll see her in the W in a few months.
Scoops it up, just misses, and Basham couldn't haul in the rebound. First quarter, Washington is 0 for 4 on their last 4 trips. And a scoring drought that is approaching 4 minutes.
There it is.
That is fixed by Bryn McGoy, the fantastic freshman.
All right, so the other night when South Dakota State started the game pretty strong, it was Bryn McGoy who settled this team down. She got some big key defensive rebounds, a couple scores, and the whole tide of the game shifted.
She's a little undersized. She's more of a forward playing the 5 at 6'3", but she is super athletic. Into Basham. Suarez misses the short jumper. Here comes Sellers. Lost the handle and gave it away. Suarez
see how quickly TCU is trying to make you pay for your mistake, right? So they want to get outrun. That's Suarez transition three. She loves to hit that shot in rhythm.
McGoy again.
McGoy. Big Ten all-freshman team. She came into this tournament leading her team in offensive rebounds and blocks. So, Chucky, she would like a word with you about the undersized statement.
I said super athlete. Miles steps back over Howell. It's good defense. And Suarez can't save it back in bounds. But speaking of Bryn McGoy, the freshman from Colfax, Washington, 5-star recruit, top 15, one of just 6 Huskies to play in the McDonald's All-American game, and just keeps getting better. She started 10 of the last 11 down the stretch.
Now, Tina Langley loves the future of this young freshman. How excited she was to talk to us about her. She said she's got a talent and skill and a physicality that's at a pro level.
I love what Tina Langley said when you said, did you know about Bryn McGoy? And she said, yeah, we knew. 10 to shoot, 2-second differential into Howell. Help comes, McGoy lining up another, too strong this time, and Basham has it. There's 5 seconds left. Here comes Miles, 3 seconds left. Lost it, corner, 3, too strong from Big B. And Washington claws back as the first quarter comes to a close. The Huskies in hostile territory. TCU has won 43 straight in this building, and they've got one of the best players in the country leading the charge. Actually, 1 quarter in the books. What stood out most to you?
Well, coming out of that timeout, Mark Campbell was just not happy with the defensive performance of his team. He really spent some extra time talking to the post players, and then offensively, he was making those hand gestures as if to say, like, we have to move the ball one side to the other. We've got 40 minutes of this game. Settle into it. You know, this is definitely a different start than what we saw the other night. In fact, they haven't been scoreless the last over 2.5 minutes now.
Here's Miles, guarded by Howell. Donovan Hunter on the floor for TCU with the ball, has 2 fouls. Trying to feed it inside. That's great hands by Steins.
You know, I like this defense that Washington is playing. This zone is, you know, kind of neutralizing the pick and roll option a little more, but defensive rebounding was the key that Mark Campbell identified so they could start the fast break.
Hunter just not falling right now for TCU. Just 2 for 8 from 3-point range. Hannah Steins has been assertive tonight on the offensive end, looking for options. Hasn't taken a lot of shots, but has had the ball in her hands quite a bit. Sellers for 3. They need that tonight. Savia Sellers can fill it up.
Great hard cut by Avery Howell to try to get open in the middle of the floor, and that kind of drew the defense in, and Sellers snuck right in there and got the 3.
Silva on the finish, on the feed for Miles. Here is Steins. McGoy hit a couple mid-range jumpers. She offers that a little bit more than Grabowskaia does on this side of the floor. Coppinger, offensive foul, though, against McGoy. And that's probably one you can't give away, especially because it's number 2.
Yeah, McGoy in the game is a big factor, offensively and defensively.
Offensively, she just doesn't give you that offense, especially the shooting that McGoy can. Miles, she can shoot it, but misses. And it's poked out by Sellers. This group that Washington has ready to roll when this fantastic senior class, of which there is 4 that have been here for 4 years, that have built this program to where it is right now. A program with great history. Steins is one of those seniors, and that is a really nice finish. Suarez tried to kick it out. 12 to shoot. Hunter on the drive. Bigby kicked by Grabowskaia.
that took them until the first media timeout in that first game to try to get back to the game plan and execute, just settle the nerves. Olivia Miles with some rare misses, especially that close to the bucket.
Howe for three. So confident.
She saw the opportunity with the shot. That's what I love. Like, there's no hesitation with the way she plays the game. And that's why I think she's got a good shot. She keeps working hard to become a pro because she's got that natural instinct to just ball.
Taken away by Sellers. And Washington has numbers. Sellers tried to dump it to Ladine, and that's another somewhat unforced error. What do you want to do after this? Yeah. After you're done playing, she said, well, keep playing. I want to go to the W.
Well, you know what I love about the way that she approaches the game is during COVID, she said that was her 8th grade year. So she basically spent a lot of her high school time taking online classes in the gym. So she'd get her work done and then go shoot. She gets up at 4:30. She records her own workouts. She's constantly figuring out ways to get better. She is so dedicated.
Suarez, a physical take, but misses. Here comes Sellers. Weaving inside. Kicks it out and tracked down by Howe to try and calm down a little.
These players really giving every ounce of energy they have. This is what they worked so hard for over the summer, preseason.
8 to shoot. Howe. And she is fouled by Suarez. It'll be 3 free throws for Avery Howe.
Can you imagine what that feels like to be an opponent? Having the opportunity to come in, do it on the road in the NCAA tournament. That takes a competitor. And that's what I think what we're looking at with Washington right now. TCU is going to do everything they can to respond. I love the start from Washington.
Howe makes the first for the 6th straight year. Just a loaded field. It just feels like it keeps getting better somehow. 8-0 run for Washington. Howell has 11 points. Miles just 2 for 8 shooting with 4. Miles a little low pass to Silva, and it does end up going off of a Husky to stay here. USC Clemson game.
Oh my gosh, that was an incredible performance by both clubs, and what a finish at the end. Just absolute show-stopping performance, and Mia Moore with the shot of her life. Not before the shot, or the game clock ended, I should say, and the foul. Tough one for Clemson.
Jazzy Davidson was excellent in that one. Sellers on the 3, but it is a foul again on Washington on an illegal screen.
Absolutely special, especially at overtime, nailing 2 big threes. Meanwhile here, Washington building up a lead. Sizable lead coming in here on the road. Tina Langley's team has stuck together, and she feels like the chemistry was at its peak coming in here to Fort Worth.
Veronica Sheffy. Mid-range, pull up, no. Nice job by Grabowskaja to maintain that rebound.
Well, they're able to take away some of that paint passing that TCU has been known for, and they were so good at in their first round. The Washington zone is collapsing that, and then TCU missing a few shots. You see other players not quite as confident as they were the other night.
No lack of confidence here from Howe, but short on her 3-point attempt, and Bielefeld pulls it in. Here comes Olivia Miles, trying to get things going after an unbelievable start to the game the other night. Dumps it to Silva. Silva bodied by Grabowskaja. She will go to the line for 2, which...
They average 6'2½". They've got 4 players 6'7" and above, and a 6. It's amazing. I mean, you watch these ladies walk in the gym and just... It's one tall player after the next. Everybody can move. They're athletic. And Washington has responded to that size with team defense.
Grabowskaja stays on the court with 2 fouls. Bryn McGoy is who would come in for her, but she is sitting on the bench right now with 2 fouls. So a very important 3 minutes and 30 seconds to close out the first half. Washington nearly 3 minutes without a field goal. 8 to shoot. Great defense. 3 to shoot. Sellers kicks it out. Steins! What a great find from Savia Sellers.
It looked like she was holding on to that ball too long. The crowd was getting anxious and excited for defense from TCU, but she did. She found the only window available. And great job to fill that lane for an open shot. And it didn't go in, but anyway, at least you got a good quality look if you're Washington. You'll take that.
Silva hit the ground. The crowd wanted a foul. Silva trying to get back quickly, and she does. Corner three. That one goes for Steins. Largest lead of the night for Washington.
I can't believe TCU has not had any field goals in almost 6 minutes.
That was a tough fadeaway from Miles, and here comes Howell trying to make this a double-digit lead on the road. Steins driving. Coppinger, 8 to shoot. Great defense from Sheffy. 4 to shoot. Got to get something up. Steins blocked by Bielefeld. Miles is fouled by Sel. Minute 45 left in the first half. Miles carving through the defense and too strong. Long pass ahead to Steins. Fades away, but too strong on that attempt.
Well, and she has to fade away because you got Silva chasing you down to block the shot, so you can't just go in for a regular layup. You got to make it more difficult.
Miles again on the attack, and that is stripped and off of a Husky last.
TCU, their ball movement very much outside of the paint. They're able to get deflections and turnovers because they're playing team defense. Everybody
current low on the season, but the way Washington's defense is, they might set a new one.
Right, and the way that they run down the shot clock too, because they got that possession back, they're going to have more possessions the rest of this half than TCU.
Grabowskaia with a great move and finish. Sheffy. Mark Campbell is beside himself on the sideline, just kind of at a loss, it seems like. Very frustrated with how his team has played in this first half.
Well, especially since they had 48 points at halftime the other night. They've got not even half of that.
Sheffy makes that possession count. Washington can hold for the final shot, and that's what Tina Langley is saying from the sideline.
You've got to try to work it to Howell for a three, right?
Here is Howell, 10 seconds left. 5 seconds, Avery Howell driving, in trouble, trying to step through, and the shot is blocked by Bigby.
20 minutes to send them to Sacramento.
Was not happy for much of that first half. It was their lowest scoring first half of the year, just 19 points. How does TCU respond? After their lowest scoring quarter, which was that second quarter in which they only scored 6 points in 2 years.
It's unbelievable, you know, especially considering the offensive showdown that they put on for a clinic. 48 points in the first half the other night. Tonight, just 19. But again, credit that zone defense of Washington.
They had 4 turnovers in the second quarter to just 2 made field goals as Miles connects on the mid-range jumper.
And that was a play that just, the shot was there, so she took it. You see how she didn't force that? She also wasn't contested. Not many times will she get a clean look, but I'm glad she took the shot.
McCoy working with Sellers. Washington had a little bit of foul trouble in the first half, but everybody stayed under 3. So they have 3 players with 2 fouls, but nothing serious yet. That's a tough finish from Sellers inside.
Now, when Sellers can get in the paint and drive, she needs to. When she can get a shot off, she needs to as well, because that will just pull the defense in, you know, open up shots for her teammates, because you don't expect Sellers to shoot, but she can.
Ledeen chasing Miles on the baseline. Kicked out for Bigby. Game on!
There was a difference to that pass for Miles, too. It was clean in the pocket, and these fans are starting to sense a Sweet 16 could be possible tonight.
Howell kicks it out. Corner three. The answer from Steins.
Wow. Washington shows no fear.
Miles races inside but misses. Sellers now. Rare tempo from the Huskies. Ledeen too strong.
If Ledeen's going to pull the trigger, do it on the first go. The worst thing you can do as a shooter is hesitate.
Ledeen was their leading scorer a year ago, averaged 17 a game on almost 40% from three. So it's certainly there. She is a part of this senior class that was the first group recruited by Tina Langley that came into really a tough situation. Washington had struggled mightily in the 5 years prior. Ledeen with it.
Yeah, this Washington team has stuck together. They did not lose a player to the portal. They love Coach Langley.
One of just 3 Power 4 programs to not lose a player in the portal. You see this senior class and the accolades that they have delivered after just 45 wins in 5 years before them. Inside, almost taken away. 3 to shoot it as a turnover. Here comes Miles with options. Big B. Too strong.
Bigby's got to go after the rebound. It's right there.
Miles bumps Sellers. She's waiting for somebody to get across midcourt. Now Miles has an easy one. Tina Langley is fired up, letting the officials know she did not like that. Thought Miles might have fouled Sellers on the turnover. Big shot from McGoy, misses. It is heating up inside this building. Everybody behind us, in front of us, is on their feet. Oh, a little pass to Silva. How about that? Corner three. Air ball. Here goes Miles. Suarez using her size advantage on Ledeen. Help comes, and the pass is a little bit errant, the turnover.
And Mark Campbell frustrated with that possession. You see him just drop his head a little bit, palms up. They want to get a much better shot, obviously, off that possession. This building, fans on their feet. You just feel the intensity in here. Every time TCU has scored, Washington's come up with an answer. But Olivia Miles looks like a different player this half, that's for sure.
Washington started 2 for 2 in this third quarter, but in their last 5 trips, 0 for 3 and a pair of turnovers. Can Savia Sellers get going too? Their leading scorer has been much more the facilitator in the opening 2 rounds.
Nice pass inside, but the defense from Silva, that is walled up.
Oh! McGoy, the freshman.
Like that. Little spin down low. Nothing available, so she uses a very unconventional shot. You got to put spin on your right hand and flip it away. That is a difficult shot to make under the basket, especially against Silva.
Silva missing this time. Howell with the rebound and a foul against TCU. I asked Tina Langley about
with her too. That's what I want to hear from my coach. The belief in my freshman.
Trying to go into McGoy. Silva was closing in from behind, but Bryn couldn't haul in the pass. You see the immediate come together. Steins coming down to say, hey, it's okay, we got this. Timeout on the floor.
Now ball back so we can reset it. Did you see the effect she had in the third quarter? But in possession, in important possessions like that, you got to go take advantage, and you got to go take charge.
Has scored or assisted on all 9 points in this third quarter, but has not come off the floor for them in this game. And the ball is always in her hands. Low pass and a turnover. Here comes Sellers. this in the officials' ear. Felt like Miles stepped up, maybe committed a blocking foul in the backcourt to stop that transition. Or so that appeared what she was talking about. Deep three. Rebound by Miles. Great job to high point that ball.
And her 6th rebound of the game. So even though it's been an off night for her, she's actually still trending toward a possible triple-double.
At any point, she can just go into absolute takeover mode.
That's where she's got to go get it, right?
To Silva. Inside, shot got tipped. Bielefeld on the rebound. And that's going to do it. It's a shot clock violation, but TCU is saying, why did that not reset?
Right.
It looked like it hit the rim.
Silva's shot hit the rim.
There's a review for a possible rim hit. As a review, the ball does make contact to the rim. Therefore, it'll be TCU's ball with 16 on the shot clock.
Miles with it, 12 to shoot. Olivia Miles somewhat isolated and a great body control in the paint.
I love the call from Mark Campbell. He's like, you know what? Let's give it to Olivia. Everybody else just get out of the way.
10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Had a triple-double in the opening round win over UC San Diego. 4-point game in Fort Worth. Sellers trying to go to McGoy. It was a great feed, actually, but there's a foul before.
Watch this offense here. TCU not going to get it done. And first time that she's hit a contested shot in this game. She had been 0 for 10. Oh, Suarez lost the ball out of bounds. Oh, it will go back to TCU.
Suarez just picked up her 3rd foul, so that's something to keep an eye on for TCU. She was one of their big keys in this game. They felt like they had a mismatch with Marta Suarez. And she just picked up her 4th foul, trying to get position inside. Wow.
We mentioned at the top of this program, they were going to use Suarez for some mismatches tonight. Now, how can Washington mismatch without Suarez in the lineup?
It's an 11-7 advantage for TCU in the 3rd.
Boy!
And Silva commits the foul. That is the speed and athleticism that can cause problems for the Horned Frog big. 5-star recruit hits the first free throw. Coverage of the NCAA Men's Championship continues on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For tournament game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. McGoy 1 for 2 at the line. It'll be TCU ball. Washington is looking at this on their sideline, trying to figure out if they want to appeal the out of bounds. Olivia Miles is saying, give us the ball, let us inbound this.
Well, they'll appeal it. You got to have a timeout in order to appeal it. Washington's got all 4 timeouts, as does TCU. If the appeal is successful, you don't lose a timeout.
The out-of-bounds play is being appealed by Washington. Plays under review.
Tina Langley's maintaining in practice in what they can handle. She said, if we don't feel like we're doing what we're going to try and implement, we'll go back to what we know really well. Maybe.
You're getting pump faked right now.
After review, the call will be overturned. The ball was knocked off a right. Therefore, Washington will maintain their timeout. It'll be basketball baseline.
Washington gets another chance. Can they make the most out of this possession with a score?
Inside, Coppinger at a big size mismatch. Suarez significantly larger than her. Miles beside herself. Whistled for the foul. Thought she had nearly forced a turnover.
A good hustle by Washington to get the offensive rebound, but Miles livid. Well, how will Miles again? How will she respond? Still shaking her head. But this is where leaders rise to the occasion. This is where great players make absolute great decisions, even if it takes pushing the button, the angry button. You know, Miles, we could see something special over here the next few minutes.
McGoy 1 for 2, and here comes Olivia Miles, one of the best players in the nation. TCU down 7 in their own building. Miles on the attack at McGoy. How about that?
That's how you respond. That's how you show yourself as an All-American, as a top 5 WNBA pick. You don't get mad, you get better.
Miles has 8 points in this third quarter. Does Washington have an answer? Sellers, tough floater off the glass.
So confident, the big shot from the junior from Alaska.
Miles turn to Silva's good help defense from Coppinger. Now McGoy being chased from behind, recognizes it in time.
She walked.
Be first to 50 to win this game. The way this is going, the defense is locking it down.
It's the most exciting game I've seen in a long time under 50.
Side with the right and gets the roll.
What will Washington do? Because with the foul trouble with Suarez, they want to try to find her, get her out of the...
Suarez playing with 4. McGoy, screen for Sellers. No, and tipped back out for Donovan Hunter. She wants to go quickly. Bigby lays it in! Schollmeyer Arena behind the Horned Frogs. Where is Avery Howell? Have not seen much of her in this third quarter. McGoy, no. Miles has it, 15 seconds.
She wants one shot.
Coppinger guarding, 6 seconds. Miles, step back. No good. And Washington will retain the lead as we go to the fourth quarter.
Telling her teammates, let's go. I believe in you. Let's have belief in us. I love the way Washington broke that huddle. They are not afraid to try to beat the big dogs on the road.
McGoy taking a 3. Ledeen with an offensive rebound. The putback is no good. And Silva has the board for TCU.
Second chance points have just not been a factor in this game at all. Washington's got 2. TCU with 5. Both teams doing a great job on the defensive rebounding end. Offensive boards are a premium here.
Miles mid-range. She missed everything. That was a rare big miss for her.
She held on to the ball quite a long time while she was shooting it. Kind of slowed down. I don't know if she was thinking about passing it, then realized just how open she was, but so tapping her chest a couple times. Gotta let that one go. Think about next play.
McGoy and Ledeen take a seat. Grabowskaia comes in as well as the senior Hannah Steins. Sellers. Grabowskaia. Sellers. Straightaway 3. Big shot for Sadia Sellers.
What a screen from Grabowskaia. She gave her the handoff, and then she just got real big and sealed the defender, giving Sellers a wide open look.
Hunter, back for Miles. Good defense there. 3 on the way from Suarez. Offensive rebound. It's going to end up out of bounds, and it will stay with TCU. Coppinger trying to body up to Suarez. Grabowskaia, the help comes, and it makes for an easy lay-in for the 6'7" Clara Silva. Four-point game. Coppinger might have been tipped. Offensive rebound, Grabowskaia. She misses. Miles scoops it up and scores.
You can't be casual with her on defense. You have got to stay bodied up no matter what. Oh, this crowd is unbelievable.
Who's it going to be for Washington? Howell with what feels like a rare touch over the last 8 minutes or so. 7 to shoot for Sellers. Steps back. Sellers. Oh, baby! Savia Sellers again!
Wow! What a huge shot. She's come through. You said it at the beginning. She doesn't always have to score to make an impact, but when she's ready to take that ball, take that shot, she steps into the moment.
She's got the last 8 for Washington. Here's Silva. Grabovskaya defending. 6 to shoot. Suarez in trouble. 2 to shoot. And a travel called against Suarez.
The rotation from Washington defensively, this might have been their best possession of the evening. Just incredible team defense helping. No need for the screen there. Sellers got that one on her own.
Good minutes from Grabovskaya. Now she takes a seat from McGoy. It draws Silva a little further away from the hoop now. Sellers. Six to shoot. McGoy. Big shot from the freshman.
Washington has done an excellent job of decision-making. As the defense is moving, they're seeing what's available. And McGoy, the freshman, no fear in her eyes either. Love the way that she's shown up in this tournament.
What a feed. Bigby shot short. Tracks down the offensive rebound.
That's after you hustle. That's how you do it.
Under 6 to play in Fort Worth. Suarez. At McGoy. Using the body and scores off the glass.
Good job by Suarez. Immediately coming right back in. Making the impact. Reading the defense too. She felt McGoy on her shoulder. She just said, let me just body you down to the bucket.
Washington happy to take the clock down. This is what they've done for most of the night. 6 to shoot. Sellers. She got another one in her. 3 to shoot. Sellers. Tough shot misses. Miles rebounds. The Huskies have kept TCU kind of at arm's length this entire second half.
Yeah, I think go ahead and try to go back to Suarez. Maybe Miles gets a shot, but Suarez has the clear advantage on the inside if they can find that mismatch again.
Miles. Silva lost the handle, but she was fouled. Mona Prince, Madison Connor, all of them over 14 a game. But Mark Campbell hit the jackpot in the transfer portal, a group that is very much gelled for all the newcomers that they have had. But it comes down to this.
Yeah, transfer portal you plus a player of the year has become a nice formula for also the largest team in the country. A 4-point lead for Washington, though, on the road. And Avery Howell has not scored in the second half.
Has not taken a shot yet. 3 is missed by Coppinger. Can TCU make it a one-possession game? Miles carving through the defense, off the glass, it's good, and it's a 2-point game. Sellers going quickly this time, but misses. The Horned Frogs can tie or take the lead. Silva ties it!
That pass was insane, Chucky. Are you kidding me? Olivia Miles, that is how you do it. You get frustrated with a call, and like I said, you don't get mad, you get...
Continue to make history, their best 2-year stretch ever.
Doesn't deter women's basketball fans either. We know y'all are up late watching. We appreciate you.
Can Washington answer? They've done it all night. McGoy, 10 to shoot. Ledeen. Great defense from Miles. TCU wanted to travel. Sellers trying to tuck it. Back to Sellers. No good. McGoy's got to hustle down the court.
Oh, Marta wanted the ball. She still got it.
Suarez! No good. And it's Washington basketball.
Oh, she had it. She wanted that ball. She also looked like a different and determined player after that last timeout.
Under 3 to play. Sellers with it. Screen from McGoy. Sellers. No. Suarez trying to save it in. She saves it back to Steins. Howell for 3. That rims off. Ledeen cleans it up.
Second and third effort from Washington. That made the difference in that play. But Bigby right back against McGoy.
2 free throws coming up. Their second pair of second chance points in this game as Bigby makes the first free throw. It was a career high 27 for Taylor Bigby in the opening round. Just 9 points tonight. Sweet 16 on the line. 2:30 to decide it, and we are even at 49. Sellers skips across for Ledeen to McGoy. Against Silva. Great defense from Silva. And the whistle goes against her, though. Mark Campbell's pointing to the other end of the floor. It seems like saying you can't call that there if you're not going to call it down there. And she's 0 for 2 as it's rebounded by Hunter. And maybe the best playmaker in the country has the ball in her hands. Waves off Silva. Silva has a huge mismatch on Coppinger.
Miles wants a screen on the left side, or the right side, excuse me.
Miles dancing. Silva spinning, stepping. Silva at the rim. Their first lead since it was 15 to 14. Sellers rims around and out.
Wow. Sellers with a huge looking 3. Honestly, I think Avery Howell's got to go get the ball. This is a moment where she's a leader offensively for this team. She wants it. She's been delivering. She's got to be the one to take the shots.
60 seconds to play.
See both teams with low team fouls, so that's probably not going to be an issue. They're going to play straight up defense.
Suarez 2 to shoot. The floater. Too strong. Howell has the rebound. Tina Langley's going to let him play. 14 seconds separates the shot and game clock. Here's Sellers, their leading scorer. Sellers blocked by Silva.
Silva sends that thing all the way back to Dallas. High screen and roll, the help side defense. Silva never loses sight. She swats the air out of that ball. That ball might be flat. Somebody check it.
Clock into McGoy. 4 to shoot against Silva. The freshman ducks inside. Oh my goodness, it rolls in. 14 seconds. Olivia Miles with the basketball.
No timeout from Campbell.
Mark Campbell says, take me home. The Sweet 16 awaits. 3 seconds. Miles! No good, and we're going to overtime in Fort Worth.
My first thought, Chucky, is drive the basketball. A step back 3 would look great. That'd be an amazing highlight. But you're Olivia Miles. You can make some magic in the paint and score. Billy Bielefeld trying to encourage her to go back right to it. Wow, McGoy, the biggest shot of this freshman's life. And we'll send it to OT. Boy, guys, we got this. They're feeling tense. Meanwhile, Washington's huddle was light. They were in there laughing in the overtime.
Silva wins the tip for TCU, and it is Donovan Hunter who brings it across midcourt. Here is Silva. Miles hasn't touched it on this possession yet. She also hasn't touched the bench tonight. Nor is Avery Howell, who just played some great defense. Silva inside, up and in.
If TCU wins this game, Claire Silva is the unsung hero of tonight. She took some tough coaching from Mark Campbell, and she responded like a pro.
16 points, 7 rebounds for Silva. Here is Steins, one of 4 seniors for the Huskies. Suarez has to be careful, has 4 fouls. McGoy went up and got that. It's taken away.
McGoy got hit in the face. She might have gotten poked in the eye.
TCU by 2. Miles. Bigby. Whoa, she got it! What a pass!
From the miss from Washington. What a great look down low. And Olivia Miles is saying, let's walk this up. We got this. I loved how in control she was of that last possession. The read was right. The pass was on point. She didn't try to do too much. She was in her sweet spot, and that's when she can be a superstar.
Miles.
Watch out.
So tough. She got it to go. The circus shot from Olivia Miles to give TCU their largest lead.
And now, a big-time lead, and a chance to add more. Will we see another triple-double tonight for Miss Miles? We're getting close.
18 points, 9 boards, 7 assists for Olivia Miles. A 7-point lead with 3 minutes to go. Sellers need it. Nice rebound by Bigby, who is fouled.
Chucky, where is Avery Howell?
Howell and Miles have played every second of this game. Suarez fighting with Howell for position. Spinning. Suarez kicks it out. Here's Bigby. Too strong.
You do not have to go for a 3 for Washington. The quick score from Sellers. Opportunity for the N1. Brilliant and smart play. Go back and respond. Don't.
Savia Sellers, the Alaskan native in her 3rd season at Washington, just keeps getting better and better for Tina Langley. 4-point game with 2:20 to go. Miles, so under control but missing. Howell wants the 3. She got it!
There she is. What a shot. Absolute dagger from Howell. She's ready for the moment. She's so cold, but yet so light on her feet. Has a positive attitude the whole game. This is incredible.
Miles on the attack. Steps inside. Hunter, 9 to shoot. Hunter will step through. Left-hand scoop. That is nasty from Donovan Hunter.
A little shiftiness from Dono.
Sellers down 3. Little fader. And rims off. Miles rips down the rebound. Pushing the tempo. Bigby. Little Euro step. Oh, how about that? Wasting no time on that possession to extend it to a 5-point lead. Timeout on the floor.
Fans almost running out of breath here at Schollmeyer Arena, and I don't believe
to play, and Washington trails by 5. Need a bucket here. into McGoy, who launches it back in. Somehow Sellers has the basketball.
Got to shoot it quicker than this. Got to find a shot.
There is the shot, and a tough finish from Sellers to make it a 3-point game.
So I think you can still play straight-up defense right now if you're Washington. I don't think you have to go to foul right now. So that time to defend, try to get the ball back and score. And certainly trying to figure out where to create a turnover if you can. But you don't want to go take...
Group of players. TCU ball, 12-second differential between the shot and the game clock. Washington gonna play it out. Miles says, nope, not yet. Can Olivia Miles put it on ice? Around the screen, Miles, tough shot, and rims off. Rebound, McGoy. Timeout, Tina Langley. The Huskies have a chance.
That's a great look for TCU. And great decision by Olivia Miles, you know, pulling up in the mid-range. I'll take that shot any day. Use either one. She sees that open floor. She's looking at possibilities. She sees 5 black jerseys. She's like, I'm not worried about this at all. I got this. Now the play starts. I like that she doesn't wait too long to begin. Her downward motion comes off that high ball screen from Clara Silva. Yeah, there was really no other open shot. Maybe Bigby on the wing. But I would rather have Olivia Miles going straight to the bucket for a mid-range to try to extend their lead. Now, Washington with the possession. You're down 3. You got to go for 3.
On a reset to 12.2. Also, the ball will be Washington's ball on the baseline. During the timeout was actually graded. The ball was already passed. It'll be Washington's ball on the baseline.
So they can't advance the ball because they were already headed up before they called the timeout. So that'll eat up a few more seconds, but they do get about 0.5 more to work with. Overs. Oh, Eric Bruton blowing the whistle. We're not ready yet. Wow.
There was an issue with the horn. They're trying to sort something out at the scorer's table right now. Here we go. 12.2. Sellers with it.
Yeah.
And they foul.
Smart play.
Here comes Sellers to the sideline, and the clock stops at 6.4 for Tina Langley to draw something up. TCU still has a foul to give.
You'll likely see it in this possession, and Washington's going to do everything they can, if that is the case, to lean in and shoot while TCU might be making that foul. You know, they've been really good at the dribble handoff with the post, sealing the screen behind them for the guard to get the shot. But again, TCU probably going to switch players.
Donovan Hunter is fouled out of the game for TCU, so Veronica Sheffy replaces her. Hunter and Bigby, the 2 big returners this year for TCU. 6.4 on the clock. Into McGoy. Washington needs a 3. Sellers to tie. Tipped out.